Hey everyone, I've kind of been doing like a little series of these landscapes with buildings in them. Been having a lot of fun with just the organic looseness of the landscape, and then these tighter lines in the architecture. I feel like there's a good I like creating like a nice balance between the two. Um, so that's why I've been doing these studies. But yeah, this is a little sketch I started the other day, and I think, yeah, I kind of liked it, so I wanted to finish it up. But I wanted to explore this high key color palette, and high key meaning it's very like the lightest light is like almost white, like almost a pure white. So I get to bump up a lot of the other values, a lot of the midtones to be brighter. And this, I do that to create more harmony within the painting. So I'm keeping it small for now because I want to just get these shapes down. So I'm thinking like this very almost like burnt landscape with some trees, but keeping the trees in that color zone, so that they become more orange. You can see in the color picker up here when I color pick, it looks green because of the colors around it, but it's actually like it's almost like orangey red. That kind of thing is always interesting to me, to like kind of trick the eye. I'll zoom in a second so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm basically just kind of stamping this brush around to get some colors in here. I hope you guys checked out my previous video because I talk a little bit about like why I do these studies that are very inspired by a lot of these painters. You can see my references down here. I don't remember all their names, but this one over to the right is Richard Schmid. I think these two down here are Richard Schmid as well. I might be wrong, but foreground. Yes, foreground I'm gonna saturate a bit. That'll help to bring this closer to create some depth. So you can see what this brush does that I use. You can basically take any brush and mess with the color jitter settings, so you get a stroke that gives you some color variation, and I find that really helpful and like a time saver when I'm painting, because I can get kind of that like that wet brush feel where you like mix up your paints. You don't mix them perfectly, and then you drag the brush across the surface so you can get all these different colors. I'll have to post my brushes again just in case you guys don't have them. Take a bit of this sky and cloud color and put it down on these top planes of this kind of this pathway that's coming up here. That'll push it a bit further back, and help to ground, just to get these colors working together. A lot of these paintings down here, they kind of have this some line or something that leads your eye into the composition. So that's what I'm messing with now. I want to create a pathway that just pulls your eye into the image. Sometimes I'll take a screenshot of all my references, and that way I'm able to flip them all horizontally at the same time. Alright, I'm going to get into painting these buildings. I'm going to shrink it down a bit so I can see this better. to get these straight lines, I put my brush down, then I hit shift to get some nice straight lines. That's a helpful little trick. As I'm doing this, I'm squinting my eyes a lot so I don't get too caught up in details right now. Especially a city like this, it's easy to see these perfect straight lines and just be like, oh, I wanna go in there and refine everything, but it's not gonna help you out. Kind of planning out where I want some of these other buildings to be. Grab some of the sky color to put in the windows. Controlling my darkest darks. I want to make sure I put those in the perfect spot to like draw the eye. So you can see I dulled down that window a little bit. When you're drawing in windows, you don't need to draw each one perfectly. you might want to draw a few and then leave some out. And you just do that because of your edges, and you want to keep the viewer's eye focused. You don't want to have too much detail in a certain area. I'm going to hit some of these top planes. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. These top planes will help show off these buildings in their form a little bit. And again, you don't want to get too caught up. Just throw them in. Kind of experiment. Throw them in where you think you need them, and erase out if they become distracting. Selected this color. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. At some buildings in the background. I want the city to feel abandoned, so I'm gonna throw in some trees that are kind of engulfing some of this, some of the foreground areas. saturation into this building here. The color wasn't really fitting with the scene. Break up this big wall somehow. Not quite sure, so I'm just gonna paint some stuff in. See, with this this brush, I'm just sprinkling in kind of some of these like paint splattery feelings. I use that to just to sprinkle in some detail without painting in too much detail. I like this door here and how it's a different color, so I might try something like that. So these, I'm going to put like a lip, like a little overhang here. And what I do is I grab that local color and I just made it more saturated and darker to get the shadow color. And then as it comes out, it'll get a little bit more blue, the sky color in it. And then that top plane will have a bit of the sky color mixed into it, along with a brighter local color of the sandy texture building. Hopefully that makes sense. Inside these old broken windows, I'm going to put like a little bit of a lighter warm color just to show that there's something in here. Grab a bit of this. Just copied one of these these windows. I'm just gonna mess with it a little bit, see if I can get some new colors or textures in there. See if there's anything that I can use from this. There's always a balance between soft and hard edges, so I go back and forth between some hard brushes and some softer brushes. Actually, this window throws off the scale, so I'm going to copy select it and then transform it to be much smaller. Now it makes these buildings look bigger. So. Really like this blue entryway color here. Be a good play off of the sky. phone lines in here. Cool, that's about it for now. I'm gonna finish this up outside of the video because now it's just kind of like noodling, moving things around, and it's not gonna be as exciting to watch. But hey, thanks for checking it out, and yeah, have a good good rest of the week, everyone.